Hey everybody, welcome to Ocala Garage. My name is Thomas. So the time has come where I am going to try and put a prettier floor on my garage, floor surface anyway. So I've got just the standard concrete garage floor, and I've decided to put the Rustoleum whatever garage floor epoxy. It's not even epoxy, it's like some poly something or another. Anyway, we're gonna give it a try. I'm gonna essentially follow the directions that Rustoleum has. I've been watching other people on YouTube, and they rent the sander or the diamond grinder thing, and they grind the floor down. And I kind of want to see what happens if you do it the way they recommend on the Rustoleum box. We'll see if it lasts a year, 2 years, half a month, who knows. One thing I am doing that is a little bit different and will probably yield less than desirable results is I'm going to do one bay of my garage, and then I'm going to move all that stuff. I'm going to take the car out, move all that stuff over to this bay, and then do the other two bays in a separate treatment. So I would expect that there will be a line right down the middle, well, not the middle, but right down where the divide is. We'll see, but I just don't want to unload all this stuff out either into my front yard and have to get it all done quick, or rent a storage unit or whatever. I'm just being super cheap and semi-lazy. So I've power washed and degreased the floor, and my next step is going to be to acid etch the floor. So I bought some extra etch stuff, this Rustoleum clean and etch stuff from Home Depot, and there's also the stuff in the kit, but I'm just going to use this Rustoleum. It's the same stuff, this is just liquid. So it's diluted, I think 1-to-1, 1 gallon of water to the 1 gallon of etch, and then I'm going to sprinkle it around, let it soak in about 5-10 minutes, whatever the instructions say, and clean it off. And then I think there's plenty of videos out there where they have a time lapse of some dude walking around his garage scrubbing it. I don't think you need to see that. We'll just come back afterwards. What I will do though is I'll show you, find a little bit of a dry spot here. So this is super smooth. This is the garage floor right now before etching. We'll see what it looks like afterward. So I'm also going to do in here with this treatment. So we'll see what it looks like when I'm done. All right, well, it's actually been a few hours since I did the acid wash, and you can kind of tell, you can definitely see a difference. This is the side that I didn't, use the acid on, and this side I did. So it's definitely lighter. I think back here I might need to do some more. But in the end, it just doesn't look super rough. I mean, it's definitely not as smooth as it was. So I don't know. We'll have to. Oops. I almost broke my door here. We'll have to just kind of give it a try and see. I think, kind of looking over here where this, it's definitely more grippy compared to like over here. Over here it's really kind of smooth, and then it's definitely more grippy. Even on this area that's darker. So I don't know. I might do another acid wash. I might not. This is effectively 20 feet by about 11 or 12. So what is that? 250-ish square feet. Is that right? I don't know, I'm not doing math today. Anyway, point is, I used 2 of those acid wash things that were supposed to cover 500 square feet each. So I used 1,000 square feet in this 250 square foot area. So definitely didn't get the yield that the box or the container said. That's the other thing too with the Rustoleum. Everybody that I've seen online, they get the 2.5 car garage kit, and it does like 1.5 stalls, like 1.5 car garage. So I have a 3-car garage, a little bit, it's 34 feet by 20 feet. So I'm thinking I'm gonna need probably three of those 2.5 car garage kits, at least a solid 2. But we'll see tomorrow when I apply it. So we'll see you tomorrow. So I learned something today. The acid etch stuff is actually technically a cleaner. Apparently, so when you do concrete, for the first 28 days after it's been poured, it will kind of, I don't know, release, like, oh, I can't remember what it is now. What did he call it? Shucks. Something that I cannot remember now off the top of my head, is actually like kind of rises to the surface, calcium or something, and that actually kind of causes a layer on top, and the acid actually cleans off those deposits, and that's what's supposed to allow the epoxy stuff to adhere to the concrete. It's not that it scuffs up the concrete, which is what like those diamond grinders and stuff do. They get that top layer of whatever that is off, as well as like scraping the concrete and roughing it up. But what the acid etching does is actually gets that top layer off. So when you acid etch, the concrete will possibly still be smooth, but it shouldn't have that layer of, I wish I could remember what the heck it is, on top. All right, just for the fun of it, I decided to make y'all watch me mix these two together. So apparently what I've seen people do is roll this tight until it ruptures this little seam in between. There we go. Well, that's the first bag. I barely got a third of it done. But what I think happened, well, I'm pretty sure, I just put it on really thick at the beginning in there, so I just really need to spread it a lot thinner. So, yep, we'll see how the rest of it goes. Hopefully I have enough to finish. Well, it's done. Still wet, obviously. So here's my take. I really think if you had experience putting this on and you knew how thin you could actually roll it, that you might be able to get 2.5 cars worth of space out of this kit. I got 1.5 cars of space out of it. I put it on thick to begin with, realized I was putting it on pretty thick and I could roll it thinner, so kind of in the middle I rolled it fairly thin, and then toward the end here I really just kind of used the rest of it up. That was pretty good. I think I like the fact that I used all of the chips for a 2.5 car garage thing. That's why I put more chips on here. I didn't end up buying more, but I'm glad I didn't because they're kind of expensive, and this was really enough for this space. Now I've got 2 more stalls that I need to do, and I'm torn. I feel like I could do it with 1 more kit, but I think I want to buy, maybe I'll buy a 2.5 car and then a 1 car kit. I don't know. But anyway, that is that. I think I'll cut until tomorrow afternoon, evening, when this is supposed to be dry and ready to walk on, and we'll see what it looks like then. But overall, it went on pretty easy. Again, the floor prep was really the hardest part, as is with any painting job. The preparation is what takes the time. But just learning that I can roll it thinner was super helpful. And yeah, so we'll see you tomorrow when it's hopefully dry. Well, that doesn't look half bad. So it's been roughly 24 hours since I applied this. It seems to be pretty dry and firm. One thing I wasn't sure about is the tape, how that's going to come off. I went ahead and pulled off the tape around the edges right after I applied this. Let's see how this tape comes off. All right, let's see how this comes off. Oh, that's not bad at all. Comes right up. Well, that wraps it up. Overall, it wasn't too bad at all. The floor prep that I did seemed to do okay. As I was painting, I actually noticed a number of places in the floor that had like small little divots that could have been filled with the concrete patch stuff, but in the end, it doesn't really matter. I didn't notice them before. Once the chips are thrown on, I really don't notice anything now, so I'm not super worried about it. I think it was actually a pretty easy, straightforward application. It was a lot of work to prep the floor, make sure it was ready to accept the coating, but so far I recommend it. I think it's not too bad. I mean, it was a $200 for the kit. I need to buy 2 more. I probably won't use both of them, but I'll use 1.5 of the at least. So total $600 to put the flooring, to redo the floor in this garage. If I went with a professional place, it probably would have been $4,000 or $5,000. So for $600 and my own labor, I think it's worth it. We'll see over time how this does. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.